Suwon does sound like a very brief summarization of a successful lawsuit, but actually it's a city. Let's check out the stadiums and arenas of Suwon, South Korea. Situated in the Suwon Sports Complex is Suwon Civic Stadium, which is a relatively small single-tiered oval of concrete, yet it is the city's largest track and field stadium. Despite this, it is football that fills up most of the calendar here, being the home of Suwon FC. When you consider that Suwon FC is one of just 12 teams competing in Korea's top-tier football league, a league that has some fantastic stadiums, this is not very impressive. It is the smallest and probably shittest in the league. But not to worry, the club sorta counteracts the athletics track by bringing in some temporary stands at each end, that are much closer to the field. Okay, that's still not ideal, but at least the stadium has been kept in good condition over the years. Even the track has been replaced from a tired burgundy one to a blue Mondo track, which is much easier on the eye. It was the second stadium in Korea to install such a track. Next door is Suwon KT Wiz Park. Wiz is shorthand for urinate, but don't let that put you off. KT Wiz is the name of the team that plays here, and they're using Wiz in the sense of, something that moves speedily, not urine. I probably didn't need to clarify that fact. But to some people, working these things out is not always a piece of piss. This has in the past been home to a team called the Hyundai Unicorns, so neither of the teams that have played here have actually had the city in the team name, which may seem odd, but that is actually the norm in Korea. The corporation always comes first, and in some cases they're above the law. Anyway, to the stadium itself. Although it opened in 1989, it became what it is today when it was redeveloped prior to the arrival of the newly created KT Wiz. That was in the mid-2010s. It now has most of the modern amenities that you could want. Chairback seats throughout the grandstand, terracing made from synthetic grass in the outfield, and a decent-sized video board. One thing you could say it is lacking is curb appeal, but in Korea most ballparks do have a raw concrete exterior, just like this. Judging by the buildings that form the backdrop, the lack of distinctive exteriors extends beyond the sporting realm. This sports complex has all the bases covered, because there's also Suwon Gymnasium, which is primarily used for volleyball, although it hosted some handball at the 1988 Seoul Olympics. Suwon is pretty close to Seoul. In fact, it's connected to the metro. Much like the exterior, the interior is pretty basic. It has a symmetrical split-level bowl. There's no center-hung video board, but if you look up, the ceiling itself is a somewhat impressive sight. It's got the team's logo painted on... oh wait a minute. I think that might be a projection. Somebody put their hand in front of the projector and do shadow puppets. Oh well, now we can't see it, never mind. The design of the ceiling is actually reminiscent of the Japanese rising sun flag, but we definitely know that wasn't the inspiration. Suwon World Cup Stadium, also known as Big Bird Stadium. Need I explain why? Okay, I will. You see this roof here? It has a large span and looks very much like wings, which is of course a trademark design feature of Big Bird, a prominent architect who moonlights as a children's entertainer. Fittingly, the team that plays here is called the Samsung Blue Wings. I say fittingly because Big Bird was an executive at Samsung before he ventured into architecture. Samsung Electronics headquarters, known as Digital City, is located a few kilometers away. The stadium was actually built by the construction wing of Samsung. They donated it to the city. It was actually the most expensive stadium in the country at the time, in terms of construction costs. One thing was paid for by the locals, that being the seats themselves. Each seat features the name of the individual that paid for it. In case you're wondering, the club was founded by Samsung, but they are actually no longer owned by them. It is now a sponsorship arrangement. The wing-like roof is not the only impressive feature here. I love the multicolored seating. I am easily impressed. You might be surprised to hear that unlike Suwon FC, this club is not competing in K-League 1 but K-League 2. Yet their stadium is approximately 73 times more impressive. I guess it's that Samsung money that helps them pay the rent. But yeah, well done Big Bird. You did a good job. Shit, that means a lot to me, man. You're about to make me cry, man. Shit. Suwon KT Sonic Boom Gymnasium. The Wiz are not the only professional team in town that KT owns. Well, technically they are, because KT Sonic Boom is specifically owned by the CEO of KT. The neighbouring city of Songnam is KT's home. Not to be confused with KT Homes. Suwon is the third home of Sonic Boom. Although when they were based in Yosu, they were called the Gold Bank Clickers. And when they were based in Busan, they were the KTF Magic Wings. Anyway, this is definitely the best arena that they've called home. Despite the small capacity, the home crowd can still make a significant impact due to the steeply stacked double-tiered layout. It puts everyone close to the action. I'm not sure the crowd can produce sound akin to a sonic boom, but for the sake of everyone's eardrums, that's perfectly okay. Although you could probably have a quiet sonic boom, couldn't you? If a golf ball was travelling twice the speed of sound, the sonic boom would surely be like... something like that. So there you have it. My favourite lot would have to be Suwon World Cup Stadium. It will forever be one of Big Bird's finest works. Subscribe for more stadium goodness, and as always, thanks for watching. Have a good one.